Hello, and welcome to Scrap TV, the video forum for the ISRI and Scrap Magazine websites. I'm Kent Kaiser, your Scrap TV host, and today I'm here with Korina Kirk of Metal Corp NZ in Christchurch, New Zealand. In addition to being a director of her family's scrap company, Korina is president of the Scrap Metal Recycling Association of New Zealand and, notably, the first woman president in the group's 47-year history. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, got it right. Korina also was just recently the focused one-on-one interview subject in our May-June 2016 issue of Scrap Magazine, so you can check that out and get the full interview with Korina. But first of all, welcome, Korina.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us here on Scrap TV.
Oh, thank you for inviting me.
Well, why don't we begin just by asking you to tell us how you developed a career in the scrap industry?
Well, like most people, you know, I grew up in a family business.
Okay.
And so I was always working weekends and helping out. Not that I did much in the early years because I was only about 12, so I don't know how much my contribution was in those days, but grew up in the weekends hanging out with Dad and being part of the business. Worked there more significantly over the longer school holidays, earned my money to put myself through university.
Okay.
Actually went and got a degree in psychology.
Psychology.
Yeah. Worked as a psychologist for a number of years, but then eventually made my way back into the family business.
Oh, okay. You've been there ever since?
Been there ever since, a long time now.
How many years?
Ooh, 20 plus, shall we just leave it at that?
Okay, fair enough. All right, well now, in your view, what are the keys to success running a business in the recycling industry?
I think, you know, first and foremost, you need to build relationships, both with your suppliers and with your buyers.
Okay.
So relationships are a huge key, I think. Then you need to really make sure you're running a professional business.
Okay, what does that mean?
I think honesty and integrity, adhering to your regulations, making sure you're meeting, you know, your buyers and your suppliers' requirements, being honest in your trading, and obviously making a really quality product.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Very important. Quality product, I think, would be the next key.
Okay, gotcha. That was it?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. What would you say are your personal strengths and weaknesses? Can you look at yourself and point those out?
Yes, I guess so. I think one of my strengths probably leads to one of my weaknesses.
Oh, okay.
As a strength, I'm an incredibly organised person.
Okay.
So, you know, I can handle a lot, and I'm very good at multitasking, very highly organised and very motivated in that sense. That sometimes means that I do tend to take control.
Oh, okay.
And it can be a little bit bossy perhaps in that respect. So, yeah, one of my strengths is also leads to one of my weaknesses perhaps.
Okay, all right. Anything else?
No, I think my other strength is just being able to find humour in pretty much any situation.
That can be invaluable.
It can, especially when times are tough in the industry.
Like they are now.
You know, you have to go to work and be positive and still find fun, even though things are really tough every day for your team.
Absolutely. Good point. Okay. Do you have 3 words that you would use to describe yourself?
Just 3.
Well, let's just take the top 3.
Top 3. I guess I'm outgoing.
Okay.
That's a bit of a given. I think that's a Kiwi trait, to be honest. Positive.
Okay.
Yeah, positive. And I think, yeah, just honest.
Oh, well, that's great. Those are all very good traits. How about what are some of your greatest personal achievements?
Well, you covered most of those in my introduction. First female president of our association, which was a huge honour. Yeah, and something that I've really enjoyed, and yeah, a huge feather in my cap. Also, I have a postgraduate degree, and first in my family to go through university to that level, so I'm very proud of that.
Absolutely.
I didn't really appreciate exactly how much of an achievement that was when I was younger, but I certainly do now. And I think I'm just proud of the fact that, you know, I get to work in a family business. You know, that's a huge achievement. It's not always easy to integrate into a family business and take over from the next generation.
Absolutely.
So I'm really proud of the fact my sister and I have actually managed to do that, and now we're sort of taking over from Mum and Dad has become my sister.
Oh, and so you're second generation?
Yes, second generation.
Second generation, okay. Got it. All right. Now, you've been a great supporter of ISRI and a participant in ISRI for how many years?
Well, a long time now, I think.
Yeah, quite a few.
I've been involved on the committee level for about 5 years now.
Okay.
Yeah, so, but been coming along to the convention for probably just on 10 years.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Why do you think that's important? What do you find valuable in the ISRI experience?
I think what's important, and I think this is something that my dad and my mother taught me, was making sure that you get involved, because that's the best way to find out information and build relationships and actually achieve a lot of those key things I talked about earlier.
Sure.
So coming along, my father always encouraged us to come along to the convention because it was a great opportunity to see new equipment, new things that you could utilise for your business to make it smarter, and to meet people.
Yeah.
And then I naturally, obviously, through our association, got more involved and more interested in ISRI, looking to it as sort of a bit of a guiding force.
Oh, okay.
And was really happy to be able to come onto the committee, the trade committee.
Is that what you're serving?
Yeah, that's what I'm serving on the trade committee. And just the people that you meet and the relationships that you can develop, they've just been invaluable. And finding out information.
That's true. Great. All right. How about, what are some of your passions?
Oh, got quite a few of those too. I guess I'd have to say travelling.
Okay.
Yeah, and cooking. I love to cook. I'd like to add baking, but I'm very new at that just at this stage, but definitely cooking. So, and my family, to be quite honest. I'm very fortunate to have a very close family and be able to spend the time with them that I can. So.
Very nice. Now, you told me a short story about how long you went cooking new dishes for your husband without repeating the same dish. How long was that?
9 months.
Oh my gosh, that's quite a feat.
Yeah, it is quite a feat, I guess. You're newly married and you want to, make a good home, I guess. And 9 months before I repeated a meal.
Whoa.
And that was only because he asked me, because he'd wanted something repeated that I'd
my
previously done.
That's too funny. That's
Yeah.
got to be some kind of a record.
Yeah.
Well, at this point, you're still pretty darn young, but what do you still want to accomplish in your career?
I think that I'd like to really get to a point where Mum and Dad are fully retired and make a successful go of taking over from them fully. I need to learn more about markets and market analysis. My father's very good at that, and I'd really like to be able to pick that up off him. It'll take a little bit more training, a little bit more time, but slowly getting there, so I'd like to achieve that. I'd like to leave our association stronger than when I came on board. And maybe, who knows, maybe one day open a yard over here. That would be ideal.
Hey, there you go, you never know.
Never know.
How about, as our final question, any words of wisdom for the next scrap generation coming up?
I think really just working hard. I think that success comes from doing, especially in our industry.
Sure.
Yeah, I think you really just need to get in there and work hard and learn to gauge success not on how much reaching your goals earns you, but the satisfaction that you get from getting there. And I think the last thing is just make good choices. As I said previously, I see so many young people with great potential for our industry, but they don't make the right choices, so they just never get to realise it, and it's a shame.
So you can be a mentor for them a little bit, maybe?
I hope so.
Sure. Well, Korina, thank you so much for talking with us today.
Thank you.
Hopefully this was enjoyable.
It was, yes, thank you.
Good. Thank you all for joining Scrap TV, and until next time, I'm Ken Kaiser signing off.